Hi journalers, and welcome back to another YouTube video. In the previous video we talked about how to start manifesting, and today we're going to focus on setting boundaries. It's interesting how manifestation very often circles around just imagine or wishful thinking and just visualize, when in fact manifesting is a lot about the inner work. It's a lot about being more aware of what you think and why you think the way you think, and choosing to reframe and choosing to see things through a different perspective and then take different decisions. And those different decisions will bring about different results. So in the previous video, go back to it if you haven't watched it, I talked about paying attention to how you feel. So you pay attention how you feel after having interacted with certain places, certain people, certain projects, whatever it is. Like you take out your journal, you make a list, and you track how you feel after having been at a certain place, or just track your moods. And then try to see the patterns. So if you notice, okay, every time that I talk to that person, I feel insecure after, I feel drained, I feel this and that way. Like if you notice a pattern, then it's on you to take action and to change that. When you see manifestation from an energetic perspective, so you are now in a certain, your energy speaks a lot. So you are in a certain version of you right now, in a certain now, and everything that's in your life contributes to how you feel. So let's say that you want to be in joy, but there's a lot that is draining you and that is kicking you out of that joy, and a lot of doubts, and those hold you back from getting into that joy. Well, then the new energy that you want to be in is like create an environment where you can be in your joy without having those unnecessary interruptions. And that means that you have to cut off everything that drains you. And that being said, also, sometimes certain things stay in your life and they contribute in a very positive way, and then they start draining you. Or maybe you move to a city and it used to be your dream city, and then after 10 years you notice, okay, it's actually not my place anymore. That's totally fine. Like, we're being drawn to everything that like sparks your curiosity. Listen to that, because there's something to learn, and then you grow into a new version of you, and then sometimes it just doesn't resonate anymore, which is also totally fine. But the homework that we have is to be aware of that. So you want to get to a place where you don't have interruptions or distractions, so you're cutting out everything that is straining you, and that means that you're setting boundaries. And that has a lot to do with inner work and with your confidence and how you set boundaries. Boundaries are self-respect, boundaries are kindness, and boundaries are not something bad or not something arrogant or not something, well, I think very often we see boundaries as something rude, or a person being rude when they set boundaries and when they're very clear about what they want and what they don't want, and that's not the case. I use a lot of imagery and examples with horses because I spend a lot of time around horses, and they taught me how to set boundaries. I'm going to share that with you, and hopefully it also inspires you. So, you know, horses are very strong, horses are very big animals, and it can be dangerous if there are no boundaries in place. So boundaries are safety, not only for you, and that's the interesting part, but also for the horse. A horse wants to feel safe. A horse needs to feel safe, so that you can really be a team, and so that the teamwork can actually flourish. I didn't know that for a very long time. Like, I would never have thought, before I was working with horses, I never knew that horses need to feel safe, but they do. And that taught me that it's an act of kindness if you set a boundary, and if you say, this is what I want, this is what you can do, this is what you cannot do. So it's not only your own safety, but it's also the safety for another being involved. And that's so beautiful, because it also shows the respect that you have towards another person when you set a boundary and when you say, hey, I'm not okay with that. So instead of pretending that you're someone that you're not, or pretending that you're okay with it, and then there's resentment building, and then, you know, like, it doesn't lead to a kind and like clear space. It just leads to a lot of confusion and a lot of misunderstanding. So remember that setting a boundary is kindness and respect towards yourself, but also towards the other being or several people involved. And then also, of course, the connection. Imagine you say yes to a project that you don't really want to be working on, and there would be someone else who would be so happy to work on that project, but you're taking that space from that person. So it's also not really fair to the project, right? Like that's also a case or an example for a boundary. You setting a boundary and you saying, I'm not saying yes to that project, is respectful towards your own energy, the energy of everyone who's involved in the project, but the energy of the project itself. Like you're not holding it back, but you're allowing that the people come on board who want to work on that project and who give their best energy to it. So I hope that helped a little bit with reframing. I know it's not always so easy to set a boundary. Do it with the intention of kindness and respect. That makes it easier, and just practice. It's like a muscle, and the more you train, the stronger it becomes. And remember also, it's very important to set that boundary, because that is what helps you get to new energy, to a new level, to the next chapter, and to connecting with what you're currently manifesting. Keep creating.